Okay, so this set of notes for this unit is called Daily Life in Ancient Egypt. The scene to the right depicts a typical scene on the Nile River, all different social classes, high and low, represented. To do this set of notes, you will need access to this video, you will need audio, something to write with, your Daily Life in Egypt packet of notes, and either access to the purple textbook or your TCI.com account. On the front of your packet, you should be seeing a triangle. This is a social pyramid of ancient Egypt. Remember, we've seen this before, right? We've seen this in other civilizations. It's called a pyramid because at the top there are very few people, but this is your elite few who have a lot of power. At the bottom, you have more people, the highest population, but they usually have not a lot of power. However, without the base, you can't build up. Without a foundation, you can't grow a society. So a social pyramid is a really good way of symbolizing the need for high and low classes. In your blank pyramid on your paper, please fill in these social classes. Make sure that you're checking that your spelling is accurate. You can leave the area to the right of the pyramid blank for right now. Please write the names of these social classes inside the actual pyramid itself. At the top, you have the pharaoh. He's in charge. He had the highest status. He was the equivalent of a king or a president or a dictator. Below him, government officials. Below them, priests. So again, your numbers of these classes are growing. Below the priests were scribes, then artisans, then peasants. This whole set of notes is going to explore each of these classes. The peasants were the largest social class, and again, they were at the bottom. Just like every video that I post for you guys, feel free to pause, rewind, fast forward. I record at a constant pace, but if you need me to slow down to write, you can pause at any point. On the right, you see some tick marks, some lines going off of your triangle. Just like usual, draw one symbol or memory device for each social class. So please right now, pause the video and draw a little symbol or a picture that helps you remember what a pharaoh being at the top is, government officials, then priests, scribes, artisans, and peasants. If you want to wait until after you watch the video to do that, when you have a better understanding of each class, that's okay too. All right, let's read through this intro. On your paper, you see a chart that has Opet Festival, Amun-Re, Bark, Shrine, Procession. These are 5 key terms that you need to know based on this reading. Don't be confused by the yellow boxes. You don't need to do anything here. It's just pointing out that these are important words. Read this over to yourself. The red words are significant to the unit. On your notes, you have 5 of these red words highlighted. Using the context clues on this page, you're going to pause it to read it. I'd like you to define each of those 5 words. Again, they're Opet Festival, Amun-Re, Bark, Shrine, Procession. Now that you have a little bit better of an idea about how social classes affected daily life in ancient Egypt, look at the image to the right. Kind of mentally, you don't have to write anything down, but start thinking, what do I see? Sorry. You don't have to write anything down. It's just now that you kind of have an idea of who's who, can you detect in the picture who are the pharaohs, who are the scribes, who are the peasants? Good. All right, go to the grid below. Please find Chapter 9, Section 1 in your Teach TCI website. Remember, the book and the website are slightly different, so make sure that you're finding the section in the book. It should be Chapter 9, Section 1, not the introduction, that answers these 4 questions. Read that section only. Bullet answers to all 4 of these. You can write those directly in your notes. Please do not write full sentences. We want to work on our shorthand. We want short and sweet bullets. This will help us with studying and give us a nice overall view of the entire chapter for this unit. Questions to answer are, why was ancient Egypt's society like a pyramid? You could even rewind the video for that answer. How did religion affect the social pyramid? In what ways did Egyptian women enjoy more freedom and rights than most women in the ancient world? And then the 4th one is an opinion-based question. Why do you think the social pyramid in Egypt was rigid? In other words, why were classes unchanged? Why was it very difficult to change classes? That's an opinion question. On that fourth one, you don't have to look anything up. The other three, you should. Again, pause the video, do your research, and then move on. We're going to now talk about the different groups from the social pyramid. Here's a nice primary source. This would have been an artifact that was a chalk drawing of government officials. So this shows you that underneath the pharaohs, the next highest class are your government politicians. We're going to do a separate note on pharaohs. That's why you don't see any questions in the packet on pharaohs once we get started reading. So don't be confused. Next up, read chapter 9, section 2. And in your packet, this is the top box, you're going to answer these questions. For this entire set of notes, bullets are okay. From here on out, all of the answers come right from the readings in the chapter book or the TCI website. So there is nothing subjective. There's nothing that's really opinion-based. I know in your packet it might say with a partner. Because we're watching this as a video and you're working on it on your own, you're not working with a partner on this. Next up, daily life for priests. Same thing. Read chapter 9, section 3. Answer the questions on priests. Very few questions. Bullets are provided for you to write your answers. Next up, scribes. These are the people that wrote. Remember, we saw this with the last unit on early humans. Chapter 9, section 4. Find the box on your notes that matches. This should be the top of your third page of notes. Read section 4, answer the question, bullets are fine. Remember, don't panic. If this video is going too fast, that's because I'm forwarding ahead. You should be stopping and pausing and rewinding if you need to. Next set is artists. These are your artisans, your traders, your merchants. Read chapter 9, section 5 to answer questions about artists. And last but not least, the peasants, the bottom of the social class. Like I said, we've seen this before in other civilizations. For the peasant questions, read chapter 9, section 6. By the time you're finished with these, you should have the whole packet filled out with accurate information from the textbook. These are not opinion-based questions. They're all fact-based from your reading. The last thing you have to do, once you're totally finished with your notes, is make sure that you have these 5 words from your vocab unit packet finished. That means definitions and significance. Do it while it's fresh in your mind. If you already did it, go back, make sure that they're accurate. Like I said, pause, rewind, fast forward this video at any point. I'm going to check for these notes that they're completed and that they're accurate in class. Please have them done by the due date. Thanks.